I'm gonna have a hard time convincing anyone to buy these. And the thing is, I don't care. I think I'm okay with that. You see, these are the MT7s, the Yamaha MT7s. You might remember me mentioning them when I reviewed these, the MT5s. And the MT5s are important because I whipped them out to tell you that basically the M40Xs were not the only cheap, under $100 headphone that you could swap pads and have it be wide and clean and bassy and like, ah. These are important. They're well enough built. You could swap out the wire with a nicer wire. You change out to these pads, which I honestly don't remember which pads these are. They look something along the lines of like a ZMF. But yeah, and actually, that's a good indication of where we're going. See that little baby squeak? I'm sure you heard the little baby squeak. Well, these are the MT7s. And I got them because they're the next step up. Those are the 5s, these are the 7s. Those are oval, these are round. I was hoping they'd be huge round things. And they're not huge, they're decently sized. Like, that's not minuscule, but they're not like K553 big. And then we look at them, and I got them, I spent extra money, because at the time, to get them in white cost more. What a, yes, worth it. These are some of the prettiest looking, the metal bar that goes through, the dull plastic, the metal, the plastic, I guess this is pleather, this is just fake leather. Up here, this is padded generously, and then the wire it doesn't detach, oh fuck. Why? I have some super lube on the desk, not because your mom was visiting me, but because, let me tell you this story about these headphones. Let me tell you how long I've been wearing them. How long have you reviewed them for, Zios? I wore these for approximately 1 hour, maybe less, maybe like 52 minutes. And I went, oof. Yeah, I'm going to burn these in. And you could probably go back and look at about 15 reviews, because my own X1S here, DAC amp combo, never turns off. It just sits there on all the time. It feeds this amp and the Stax amp, and it just sits there all the time. So if I ever need to burn something in, I could just plug it into that, leave it over there behind something, turn up the volume, and whenever I'm playing music at my desk, during a review, during a sound demo, when I'm just testing things, it's playing. I left them there for weeks, because that was a sort of oof that I heard out of them. I was like, oh, God, please break in. And I think the break-in helped a bit. I'm going to be honest with you. The break-in helped a bit. What helped more was swapping out the pads, because here are the stock pads. And again, this is a $170 pair of headphones. And these are not $170, these are shit pads. These are like $30 pair of headphone pads. Well, you know, I'm going to give them the benefit. $60 pair of headphone pads. Like, they'll work, but they're not comfortable, and they don't help the sound. So before I did the sound demo today, so use them for an hour, cue burn-in for literally a month, just leaving them there. Just look for this in all the previous videos. Look for this being plugged in. Just pulled them out again today. It was time to do the sound demo. I finally got to hear if they changed. I went, oh, good. I don't feel like puking immediately. So that must be a good sign. But I can't in good conscience sound demo these sounding like this. So I started going through pads. And I tried probably 8 or 9 different sets. These being round headphones. Fucking gorgeous, beautiful round headphones. I'm just going to keep saying how pretty they are. I tried only round pads. I wasn't going to squeeze an oval pad on there and be stupid. The only other pair of pads besides these Dakoni TH900 pads that are $60. These are sheepskin Dakoni TH900s, and they spin like a record would spin, and that's just a problem with the way the headphones are designed. The only other pads were the Brainwaves XL gels, like the cooling gel ones. But those are so massive. Like this pad floats on here. You can see it doesn't exactly fit tight. I don't know why these are such a... It's an illusion, because it looks like a big round headphone, and it's not. These pads float. And And the XL pads float even harder. In fact, I had to put them around this lip so it wouldn't fall out. But these are the only two pads that did anything that improved the sound and made it actually listenable. I had a much worse wallpaper on. I had a wallpaper with a girl covered in blood. I'm not joking. I just undid it because I spent a bit of time finding the pads, getting the sound demo done. It was a fucking nightmare during the sound demo trying to get positioning right. And it's like, why is this everything broken? Why does it hate me? Why does everything hate me? I tried the Rebel amp, I tried the solid state, tried the tube. It's just, the anger built. And then the squeaks happened. Like the squeaks, like there was mice fucking in the headphones. And I'm like, why? I demo it in the sound demo because I knew I was going to do this review right afterwards. And so on the sound demo, if you go to the link to the description or wait till tomorrow, I just like push it and it's like, and you couldn't get the concept of it on your head and doing that every time you moved. But as soon as that sound demo was done, I put everything away. I got my super lube out and I got Q-tips and I started just lubing everything, every part of this thing that could possibly move. Because I had to get rid of, I lubed, you can see the lube is in here because these things pivot like that. And that's nice and quiet. And then this is where the real problem was. These beautiful large metal bits. I thought I heard it again. Please don't let me hear it again. No, I could hear the scraping though. I could tell that in a certain amount of time, probably not a week, but maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm gonna need to pull that lube out again if I keep these. It's just, I love getting a headphone. The first thing I do is have to break them in for fucking a month. And then the second thing I have to do is take the pads and throw them the fuck away because they don't do anything good for it. So, okay, now what? Oh, now we got to fix the squeak because I used them for an hour and then put them on a foam block. Actually, I had them closed. Then I put them on a foam block like a week and a half ago while I was just cleaning up my office. So they didn't even get like used. The fact that they weren't used, and you could argue the fact that, well, you got to use them to break them in so the squeaks go away. Guarantee you that's not going to be what happens here. Guarantee you what you're going to do is get super lube. Look, that dude is super with his arms. And you're going to have to spray these, and it's going to be all shiny and like, oh, wipe it on your pants. But at least it got it quiet. Quiet enough that I didn't have to want to just slip my wrists. So then you put them on, and I start playing actual music to them and listening. Ignoring the fact that the attached cable, which the MT5s came with 2 choices of cable, I think, or wait, maybe it didn't. I might be remembering wrong, but these MT7s come in this, the box that came from Amazon, I think it was from Adorama, they shipped it. I thought I ordered like a surround receiver. It was massive. Look at the size, like, this isn't just a headphone box, but somehow everything around it just seems too big. Here's your giant bag. Here's your thing. Here's where they sat. There's nothing else. We don't have to worry about this anymore. Goodbye. I'll keep this around. We're going to need to get this when you put this in the yard sale. Although I'm probably not going to keep the pads because I don't have an extra set of these $60 pads. So down, 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 put them down. So I had originally got to this desk before this review angry. Blood wallpaper. Ooh, I'm going to just fuck them up. And then, of course, I got MT5s out because I want to directly compare. And I started listening to these, and I started listening to those, and started listening to these again, I started listening to those again. And I understand why these are more expensive. This is Gorillaz Dare Junior Sanchez remix. Yes, I still love the MT5s. I still love the MT5s, and I still think that they should be very much considered. These, not as wide a pad, so automatically I'm not looking for that Soundstage. And I was slightly bored, especially during the sound demo, trying to tune these in. And I think that's because they're doing their job. So I took away the blood wallpaper, put on the 2B wallpaper, because 2B or not 2B. She's a lot of work. 2B is a lot of work. There's a lot of work. You got to get it. You got to prepare yourself for learning how to solder so you can remove this attached cable. You got to prepare to buy $60 pads. You got to be prepared for not super wide Soundstage. And then you got to be prepared for it to be a more neutral headphone than you'd probably expect. Because I'm an audiophile and I love very, very clean things. But when you're working with like actual working on sound, basically what it means is boring. Sure 840s, sure 1540s, sure IMs in general are mostly boring to me. But the 840s I could actually still sort of enjoy. I just wouldn't own a set. I said, oh, you're doing mixing work and you only have a budget of what, like $200? Sure 840s is fine. And I actually recommended someone the Shure 1540s, which was the most beautiful carbon fiber and aluminum headphone you could ever imagine. And the Shure 1540 pads happen to come in the Shure 1540s. Did you know that? And they were comfortable, and they were light, and they were awesome. And they sounded like you wanted to just slip into a coma and die. Not in the good way, in the bad way. In the I'm bored out of my mind. But if you are going to mix and master music, sometimes that's what it is. And I think these, being $70 more than those, are sort of reaching for that. They want to be your actual work headphone. And changing the pads out on them doesn't break them. Like if you get them, if for some reason you were just like, oh man, I really need this like 9-foot, mostly nice. It's a mostly nice cable. It still has a bit of the wibble wobbles in it. It's not perfectly pin straight, even though I've had it like stretched out. You could probably do a better job than I did. But crying babies. That's what I feel like. My soul is a crying baby right now. Because these look... I feel it. I feel it. I feel it wanting to come back. Did I even spray both sides? I might have only sprayed one side. Oh, there's so much risk of it just going... I want to love these. But the attach cable, the noise, just the abysmal sounds it was making. Because of the way it's built, these are so far out that it always is sort of like readjusting and twisting. And so it was like, I couldn't even listen to it for any more than like 5 minutes before I was like, all right, time to find lube. And then I sit here, and once you get comfortable with them, different pads, make the squeaks mostly stop. Except the fact that it's an attached wire. They really are a quality set of headphones. I really like them. But that's the problem. Like is not enough here on Z Reviews. I like a lot of things, and I have to, tell you, though, this is just... people are like, oh, Zeus, you love everything. There are different levels of love. There's there's acoustic research AR-H1 love, which I think those are like my favorite headphones of the year, and they're not even this year's fucking headphone. And then there's like these, like let's go right back to these. These did something for me that took them out of just the, oh, they're okay. Okay, you can swap things. You can put good wire, periapt cable, these pads, and they become something special. They compete with an old world rival. They deserve a place in the spotlight. And these... the only thing they have going for them right now is their looks. Like, that's it. Because the build, and I want to say the build is fantastic. Like, this is metal. This is one of the nicest looking headphone assemblies I've ever touched in this channel. You got this pure matte white. You've got the symbol in the center. You've got these are aluminum metal bits, and they go through in metal. And then it's... that, I wish this wasn't shiny, I wish that was matte, but that's just where your slider R is B. And then you put on like quality pads, and they're comfortable, but none of it matters because you're not going to live with a attached cable. And the sound, although I approve of it, I do approve of it. I don't think I would take this sound over a lot of different headphones I have currently going on, even the cheaper versions of themselves. I'm so sad. I could make a joke about hanging yourself with the cable, but I'm not going to. I'm above that. I'm going to mention the fact that I could do it, but you're going to go, oh, that would have been wrong. Don't do that, Zeos. See, this is how comedy works. Because you're not supposed to expect that. Made in Taiwan, too, so it shouldn't be bad. Like, I'm not saying Taiwan is like the finest craftsmanship. Even Italy isn't the finest craftsmanship. Or France, or the USA. Actually, where's the finest craftsmanship? Germany? I don't know, some Beyerdynamics are pretty fucking rough. Like, really rough around the edges. So I don't even know who are the finest craftsmen on earth. Can anyone please tell me in the comments? But usually if I see made in Taiwan, I have my hopes up a little bit more. And I mean, as far as like design, like, look, this isn't even just a piece of aluminum. It's hollowed out in the back and folded so that the wire can come down and into the unit that way. Like, there's precision here. Fancy donut shop. Why is there a fancy donut? I don't have a fancy donut shop. No, I don't want symphonies. Like right there, the low end, an epic score. Wait, it's gonna hit again. It's gonna hit again. It does hit you, and it holds true as like, oh, that is an accurate amount of low end for what this song is trying to portray. I feel it. I feel it doing good things. I don't think anyone's gonna pay $170 plus $60 and then live with an attached cable. So this is like a waste of 2 days on my channel. I wish if it had one less problem, if it didn't squeak, I would say, okay, change the pads, live with the cable. It's beautiful. You want this. It sounds decent. It sounds better than average. But then again, $170, that's like a lot more than I usually spend on like a cheap closed headphone, $100. Sivka 006s. I would take those over these. I would take the Cooler Master MH751s over these. There's a lot of headphones I take over these, and they cost a shitload less. And you know what? This isn't a thing. So I want to know still why the MT5s, which are supposed to be the cheaper entry-level ones, can detach their cable and this one can't. Like, why? Is it because you went with the round thing and you can't figure out how to fit this? Like, because this has a bit off of it, you're going to put the bit off of it there. I don't get it. This is a sad disappointment. And this is a Patreon money, $170 disappointment. I would love to take them, fix them, make them not squeak, make them not an attached cable, maybe play with the drivers and the tuning, make them balanced or something along those lines. And because these are oh, Jesus Christ, they're so pretty. Why you fail? And there's another set higher than this. And I said I would buy them if this pair impressed me, like if it went up, if it felt like a ramp up in quality, wallpapers. Here's the MT7s, here's the MT5s, and here's the MT8s. Only available in black, by the way. There is no white MT8. And it looks like, it's weird because they went back to, and I discussed this in the MT5, it's back to this shape. Like exactly this shape. We're back to another detachable cable. Only these things now are metal, like this is metal. Like, do I care? And then this is slightly different. This is a different, more robust piece of plastic. It's this piece, then another piece, then this piece, and then a thick, I don't know. I don't think it's worth $200. That's another thing. Usually when you increment headphone cost, it goes double, especially if you're in this cheap range. You've got an $80 headphone, then a $160 headphone, and like a $250 headphone. That gives you enough swing in the cost to actually make reasonable differences in something. So going from 99 to 170 is a pretty big jump. And I could see it in the actual design, but not in the final build touches. And then you attach the fucking cable. So I don't know why you did that. And then the other higher, the top of the line, MT8 is only $30 more. What are you doing? What significant change can you add? Is it cost $30 to make the headphone cable attachable? Because you're just going back to the cheap. I don't get it. Look, I could argue. I'm more confused in this review than anything else. But Zeus, you didn't tell us how the headphones sound. They sound all right. They have good low end. They image really well. But like you can get similar sound and low end from Sivka 006s, which I haven't heard in a while, by the way. So, you know, don't blame me if they don't sound exactly better than this. But that's what my soul knew, that for $89 or $93, those were a buy. And my soul knows that these are not at $170. They're gorgeous. They're one of the prettiest. Like, they could easily sit on my wall and impress the hell out of someone. Hell, you could take them apart, bring them to an art student, have this white canvas filled in with like a landscape of anime women. I'm assuming that's what it would be. and they'd be fantastic. And the pad swap, like, I don't know, I haven't tried every pad. There are some cheaper Brainwaves pads that maybe will work for 20 bucks, 25 bucks. But then you got to learn to take then you got to do this. You got to do this. Let's face it. Who wants an attached cable? The only headphone that I gave the attached cable slide to was the Sennheiser HD280 Pro, because it was a beautiful, heavy coiled cable, and frankly, those are so phenomenally good at $100. I don't care. I don't care if it was barbed wire coming out of it because of how those sound when you put them on a tube. These on a tube are just a headphone. Oh, it's a headphone on a tube. This is a sad day for Zeos. Zeos is going to go make a sandwich. Zeos has a sound on the description. Zeos has a Patreon and a subscribe star. Zeos is going to be sad. Zeos is going to link to these, because I think these are worth it. These have a price to performance, and you do a mod, and it gets up there, and then it competes with, like, what people want. Under $200, you can get some really, like, good V-shaped, extra-wide headphones that are quality built. Now, I'm starting to get some creaks out of these, and I use these way more than I use the 7s. But, you know, that's par for the course. They're like an $89 set of headphones. They might creak a little bit. At $170, I expect them to be fucking silent forever. Anyway, I'm done here. Like I said, I have a Patreon to subscribe, so it supports this channel. You get to see these reviews early. Hopefully, if you bought these recently, and I don't think anyone was like running to Amazon to pick up a set of MT7s in the last ever. But just looking at that would probably have convinced me, except I would have seen that this is us and pull out. Pull out. Just, I could pull on it real hard. I guarantee you it's detachable if I pull hard enough. Whether it goes back in is pretty much a no. But I can get the wire to come out. Maybe I should turn these into like a Project Bluetooth. Hey, listen. Oh, there's so much scraping. No, they're a pass. They're a fucking pass. They're a beautiful pass. If you had if you were running a store and you wanted your mannequin to like dress up in fad clothing and then have like cool looking headphones, boom, these are your headphones. As long as no one has to wear them or listen to them or take the wire off. I mean, listening to them honestly is not terrible. It's just, no, I'm done. I'm done. Check out Hi-Fi Guides. Check out the forums. There'll be a post. By the way, Hi-Fi Guides forum, if you don't know, here's real quick. Here's what Hi-Fi Guides look like. So you can go and you can pick headphones, and it'll be lists of headphones I recommend. These will be in it. These will not be in it. I would love to see their thumbnail there. It'd look amazing in white. But then you can go and you can pick your budget. You could say, I want to spend at least, you know, $217 and at most $400. And I don't care if I have an amp. Skip that question. I want a close back, obviously. And we're looking for neutrality. No results. Let's add a little bit more width to our cost. Did I break it? Oh, there you go. Wow, we have nothing more expensive than that? We have no neutral closeback headphones besides the AKG Case 361 and the HD280 Pros? I mean, the HD280 Pros are basically all you fucking need. And then we also have a forum where you will find specific posts for everything I've ever reviewed. The Rupert Neff Precision, I haven't reviewed that. The headphone, I haven't reviewed that. Basically, we're trying to make official posts for every piece of audio equipment that has ever existed. And it's taking us forever. I've hired mods. Well, hired? Mean let them be mods? There's no money involved. But because we don't do advertisements on here yet. But we are going to try to get a couple banner ads going. I think Hi-Fi Go wants to sponsor the site, which is nice. No crazy wires, no stupidity. I'm going to keep it classy, San Diego. But yeah, no. Check out the Hi-Fi Guides forum. Check out the Hi-Fi Guides site. Download that wallpaper. Do as you wish with it. I go be sad now. Because fuck.